You know that moment when you leave the movie theater after seeing a movie, and you really want to tell someone about that movie? These are those moments.
Hey everybody, we're back with another Movies on the Move. We just saw Wonder Woman, finally. We know it came out a little bit ago, but we finally saw it, got some shakes, and now here we are, giving you a fresh reaction right out of the theater. The first 15 minutes, I was pretty underwhelmed, and I thought it wasn't going to be as good as the reviews and the hype it's getting. In the first 15-20 minutes, there was a lot of expository dialogue that I didn't feel was necessary, and I was just kind of wanting a lot more showing and a lot less telling.
Ooh, expository, fancy words I'm using.
But that quickly changed as we got to the end of the first act. Kind of became this whole fish out of water scenario for a while, which I always enjoy. From there, I thought that the plot developed pretty nicely.
There was a lot of, funny dialogue and funny moments, which, it's always good to enjoy those moments in, action-y movies. Something I do like about these comic book movies, when they do it right, is when, they kind of rewrite history.
Right.
Which I think is kind of cool. Just kind of, seeing something that really happened and then, rewriting it in a way with these superheroes. So this one was for World War I.
Right. Which is not a war that we see a lot in films.
Yeah,
Usually
normally it's World
II.
War II. They had historical accuracy in it, with the No Man's Land.
And the mustard gas.
And the mustard gas, they, for what they did with the history, I mean, they didn't do too much with it. They just kind of put it in that setting, but they did have that aspect of it, which I did appreciate. One thing we did discuss, we didn't discuss a lot, but we both discussed that we did enjoy, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Gal who played Wonder Woman. The actress. Gal Gadot. We both thought she did a really good job.
Oh God, I hope you said her name correctly.
I said, I'm sorry if I didn't say it right.
You will soon find out.
She's freaking fabulous.
She's very good.
I thought she was great, but I think we're gonna be seeing a lot more of her because she is a great actress all around. I think I could see her in other genres too. She's that good. She could do comedy. She did do comedy in this.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the other main guy, Chris Pine, I didn't think he was anything special. He was whatever. I thought he was just a generic little white boy.
Oh, come on.
Playing that role. I didn't think he was anything special.
I thought he was good for the role. I thought he fit it very well.
I assume it's the same in the comic books, but I don't know. But I don't like how this love story is forced between Wonder Woman and Steven Trevor.
You know what they say about guys named Steve?
Anyway, I'm okay if they want to have a romantic relationship between the two of them, and I knew from the beginning they were going to, just because of that. But I didn't think it was developed enough. I mean, there was one scene where they were developing it, and then that was kind of the only scene where I really felt like these two are believable for me to believe that they really care that much about each other. From the time they're spending with each other, didn't really feel it. Didn't really think there was enough development. I always think that superhero movies are too long, and I kind of felt the same with this one. I thought there were parts of it that could have been left out. A lot of the beginning I thought could have been left out. I think we both agree with that. Some other little parts. I mean, there wasn't a ton of dead space in the between, but I think if they were going to make it that long, they could have developed that relationship a little bit more.
I'm going to have to disagree with you about the relationship because I liked a lot the way that this movie handled the relationship. In a lot of movies, the relationship is completely unnecessary and it's completely overblown. In this movie, number one, it's a war. So I can't see how two people fighting in a war together can have the best things about a relationship. There's a line in the movie where he says, I wish we had more time, and that's exactly the way it is in the movie. They don't have time to develop. It gave both characters the opportunity to experience love, which is a central arc in this movie.
Even though love was a central theme, I don't think it needed to be a love-like relationship between two people. I mean, I could have just been love for humanity and peace.
Okay, but I think that the main thing is here, it's a war. war is a very different. War is like the exact opposite of love, and that's what made this such a challenge.
Love is blindness.
I kind of liked how this movie had a spiritual aspect to it, that it's not just this, good versus evil on the exterior happening. That a main part of the plot is that there's this spiritual force that's causing all of this to happen. But then at the same time, there are surprises there, and it's not the way that you would expect it as we get towards the climax of the film, which I thought the climax was very great. And I'm also not a big fan of like big action-y movies, but when it's motivated and when it's driven, I'm a huge fan of it, and it gives me the chills, and it did give me the chills in this movie.
The movie had some slight parallels to Moana. The other movie that handled feminist elements, kind of paralleling the time period that they're demonstrating and the time period that we're living in today, I thought was Beauty and the Beast handled that, dealing with feminist aspects of whatever century they were living in Beauty and the Beast, where women weren't supposed to read. And this one, during World War I era, they mentioned stuff, women not being able to vote, not being treated as powerful as men, as smart as men, and kind of just being treated as
props.
Yeah, Wonder Woman obviously is another example of that. Beautiful woman, people just see her thinking she's just a beautiful
woman there for them to look at.
For them to look at it.
I think it's a powerful symbol of a woman proving her worth. She's not doing it to prove it. She's doing it because she has a mission that she cares about.
For what we do know from movies coming out, there hasn't been a lot of movies coming out that are about women superheroes. Every year there's multiple movies about men that are superheroes that come out. I don't think you could say the same about women. Getting down to the nitty-gritty, 1 out of 5 rating, Rebecca.
I give this movie 4 stars. It was almost gonna be 3, but even though I thought the setup of this movie fell very flat for me, it did end up redeeming itself. It did end up building that quality story and that quality character that I always look for in films, and it kept me entertained and it kept me on the edge of my seat. What else could I ask for? And it gave me the feels. It didn't always give me the feels at parts that I felt it should, so that's what would drop the star for me. But yeah, 4 out of 5 stars.
I would give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Almost same. Minus half a star, I guess, because of my dislike for the love story. Maybe that deducted the half a star. But either way, I thought
it would have had to be replaced with something else if there was
either
no love
way
story.
I thought it was it was, I didn't think it was amazing, but I thought it was good.
What should we see next? Is there anything that you would like to see us review? Can't guarantee we're going to see it because this one's a picky one, but I might see it. So let us know.
Not picky.
What would you like to see on Movies on the Move? And what did you think of Wonder Woman? Have you seen it? Let us know. Don't forget to click that like button. See you next time.